Did you know that the USA consumes 20 to 21 million barrels of oil a day? Or did you know that Canada consumes 1.5 to 2.5 million barrels? Did you also know that the Middle East, one of the world's largest oil exporters, is cutting outputs? Now that's a recipe for disaster. So I'm going to be placing on my business cap, and I'm going to be exploiting that professionally, in Roblox, through Industrialist, of course. But first of all, what is Industrialist? Industrialist is a Roblox game basically resembling a sandbox where you collect and manufacture items using various machines, which is pretty cool because it can let you create stuff like this.
Part 1. The Foundation.
The plan is simple. Generate $1 million worth of any oil as fast as possible to show off to the investors that me and my friends are fully capable of maintaining an oil business. At the creation of Oil Gen 2, the plan was to just generate as much research points as possible to unlock diesel refining. So we did, with me maximizing the coal output as fast as possible and having Noran prioritize research facilities. Gladiator just dance. After getting the proper starting infrastructure, we realized that hey, we don't have enough money to fund our 100% legal research. So we researched how to construct iron drills and the other machines like rollers and pressers used to craft other items, specifically the iron coil and the iron plate squared. However, as it turns out, I'm not that intelligent because me and Noran got into a 10-minute argument about which item was more cost efficient. And I was wrong because I misread the amounts. Figures. So we compromised, booted up a few iron coil farms and a singular iron plate squared farm and left it at that. First mini crisis averted. By now, we had unlocked Research Station 2s, which means we're no longer plugged into Google, but instead plugged into the government's database, and can start to unlock more of the expensive buildings. The coil farms were also starting to generate a lot more money, which means that we could start to invest in the oil industry. In the lingering distance, another problem starts to emerge, but that's an issue for later.
Part 2. The Oil Industry.
The most effective way of selling oil or diesel to my knowledge is bottled diesel, but to get plastic bottles we need a shit ton of resources that we don't have, so that's off the table. For now. The next best option was to just sell refined diesel, so that's what we settled for. While Noran worked on trying to find an effective way to maintain a constant stream of research points from the Station 2s, I worked on monopolizing the oil industry. First starting off with pumps, then transporting the oil to the liquid boilers, where the output then moves to the crude oil separator, which is actually extremely useful because it not only gives us crude diesel, but it also gives us gasoline, which we could sell for an extra profit. We then send that crude diesel into 3 diesel refineries, back to back to back, to get our refined diesel. It's a simple process that we can easily replicate hundreds of times if needed to get as much oil as possible. Now, in hindsight, this isn't the best thing to do, but I'll explain why later. Now that we actually have oil, we can scrap the iron production. Let's just see what Noran is doing. What the fuck is this? Is this the key to infinite energy or something? It was around here that we made around $200,000 from the oil. This is because we made $300,000 in total, but the coils and coal made around $100,000. This is a generous estimate. So we are currently a fifth of the way there. So we definitely could get this done, assuming that we get more oil generators. But notice how it's starting to get really foggy? There's one more thing I forgot to mention about Industrialist. This game has a pollution meter. The higher the pollution points go, the more our profits are affected, which means that we're not making enough money. We need money to make more farms. This is not good. Part 3. Pollution. In Industrialist, most of the extractors and factories emit pollution, some of them emitting more than others. Unfortunately for us, the process of refining diesel happens to emit a shit ton of pollutants, and having multiple of these set up racks up the pollution quite a bit. We've been running these machines for hours, so our pollution is nearing 100%, and we do not want that. So how could we possibly solve this? That's right, using one of the best buildings in the game, scrubbers. Scrubbers clean the atmosphere in our world using water and electricity to somehow remove all this shitty residue from the air. So, from the rest of our big man funds, we purchased 3 scrubbers before I unplugged everything to start the detoxification. After an hour of just standing there, Noran joins and decides to tell me, hey, Noin, guess what? Did you know that 40 oil rigs are equal to 1 coal generator in pollution output? Well, gee, Noran, that would be nice to know before I fucking unplugged everything. Alright, it's been a while, but we're finally at 0% pollution. We made around $700,000 in oil. That's freaking magnificent, dude. Oh my god. So that means we have around $300,000 left of oil to get. We have exactly 2 days left before the contract is up. But how can we maximize profits while not killing our lungs off?
Part 4. The Endgame.
The current strategy of spamming oil rigs isn't doing too bad actually. Since it gives off minimal pollution, we could just make hundreds of these for the same pollution outputs as like a few coal drills. I guess I'm gonna construct more of these and just AFK. Yay! As we neared the end of our goal, I couldn't help but think, was it all worth it? Polluting the world, profiting off the disastrous effect of pollution for everything around me? Abso-fucking-lutely. $1 million made in oil since the world was created. That's pretty crazy, dude. We have successfully generated $1 million worth of oil in a week and completed our contract. I can finally sleep in peace, dude. Huh? Hello?
You start in 6 hours.
Ah, fuck.